Welcome to Lesson 4, Segment 2. We started out with the Gallery tab in the previous segment. The second segment, we are going to cover the Lesson Activity Toolkit. Inside of the Lesson Activity Toolkit, you will find many different, mostly Flash-based type of activities. But when I click on there, once again, you have subfolders beneath that. And as you start to click and explore some of these categories, you'll notice or maybe come up with some ideas on how the items could actually be used for introducing a lesson or introducing some type, or even reviewing some of the vocabulary words or the main concepts of what you're trying to teach in class. So going back to the top folder, this section right here, it went from over 5,000 pictures down to about 300. The pictures here are ideal for creating some of your own activities and things that you would typically find in games or interactive lessons that you might create. Or you might even borrow from someone else and enhance it with one of these types of items. And then right below pictures, we have interactive and multimedia. So I think this is interesting because anything that's inside a lesson activity toolkit, and it's also a Flash-based activity, will be found here. So it's a large assortment of interesting games and activities for educational purposes. So on the left side over here in the main area, I'm going to go over some of the most interesting ones that I have found. So this should save you a couple hours of research time. Anytime you find one that you actually like, once again, you just click twice on it or drag and drop it over, and then it will go on to the main slide. If this is what you like and you want to revise it to the way you want it, then you just click on Edit. Inside of Edit, that's when you can add numbers, pictures, and so on. When I say that's with the flashcards we have here, I just drag and drop into here, and there's a few options. So just about anything that you have from the Lesson Activity Toolkit in its Flash-based, there's something that you can edit and change the settings for. The next one, when I click on each button here, I have changed the buttons to reveal certain words that I want to introduce that are related to the story that we are going to read, or maybe they're vocabulary words to help introduce a new concept in science. Once again, there's edits right there. Question mark is for help with this activity. There's only one turtle, two lumps on a camel, excuse me, 3 ducks, 4 drums. I think you get the idea. But I changed the text on here, and I also changed the picture in the background. Okay, this is a little game here. When I click on Start, question 1, I put these questions in here. What is the first day of the week? So look for not just M, but capital M. N-D-A-Y. Okay. The faster you respond to the questions, the more points you earn. So this could be interesting for, once again, vocabulary words or spelling words, where you could have a definition here, and then they would have to spell the word there. If you're familiar with the game of Hangman, that's what this game is pretty much. where you have to guess a letter. Oh, yeah, lucky there. Yeah, I think I might know this word. If you choose the wrong letter, you get a miss. And then you notice that the goals and misses show up here. I think this could be a fun learning station. Yeah, click on Start for this one. Once again, these are all found in the Lesson Activity Toolkit. And if you do a search for Word, where you go up to the top up here and type in Word and search, you'll find a lot of activities that are great for enhancing word study. Motorbike. So I put that word in there in the picture, and I just click on it. Car. Then you click on car. There you go. Bus. Okay, I typed in words up here. And when I click on the book, it will reveal one word at a time. And when it shows up here, and there's a little arrow, it will spit that word out of this area. And then it becomes an object that you can use in Smart Notebook. For additional words, let's see what else is in there. I want that one. Oh, I guess I get all of them. I think you get the idea there. This one doesn't say edit in the corner. Instead, we have a double arrow. Anytime you see a double arrow, that means edit. Other options are right there. If you're playing some kind of game in your classroom with your students, or two small groups or something like that, here's a scoreboard. It's always fun. Here's a die. When you click on it, it will spin around. See the little hash, or looks like you can grab the corner. That means you can make it bigger, like that. And when you see other kinds of dice in the Lesson Activity Toolkit, there's other colors, but there's also other things you can do with the dice. One example is where you can actually put your own pictures on each side of the die. This one, it's a fun way of creating addition or multiplication problems or anything about probability. So when I click on that, it generates a problem, and then try that again. There we go. I have 6 there or 4 there, and when I click on the arrow, it spits out the addition problem. So that way you don't have to sit there and think about, all right, which problems should we practice here? As the students come in from lunch, they'll sit down and they're going to be ready to do a quick 10 problems of review. This is another vocabulary word that you can just have it create and spit out there. So it's an alternative to typing with text boxes up here and then using a screen shade to cover one word at a time. Instead, you can have everything hidden inside of the frog and then introduce one at a time. It'll grab your students' attention, I'm sure. Let's say you don't feel like retyping a collection of words. You have it typed already in Microsoft Word or in an email or something from a website. If you copy and paste the text into here, then choose Split Words, it will split all the words into individual text boxes. Or if you have just a few words and you want to split all the letters of the words so that way it can turn into like a word search type of thing. This is called the reveal, to reveal something. When you click on the front, you have an answer on the back. And you may notice that you can edit this reveal box by clicking on that, on the little double arrows. And then you have a front side tab and then a back side tab. You can change the font and the settings there. You can make it bigger by grabbing that. Same thing with this balloon. At the very bottom, there's double arrow down there to edit or to change the size. And then when you click on the balloon, you could have some text hidden behind there. So the balloon could be hiding something. You have text here and also text behind it. This one is interesting. Like you can enter the correct answer here, and then type 5 different options of words, and whichever one is correct, the student would drag and drop into here, and it will tell you if it was correct. So it's kind of a check your answer thing. For multiplication, this activity has a few settings to start out with, and then you can actually grab a pen and actually write the answers up here. So I think this could be a fun activity center for students. And this one, if you just, this is to display multiples. So if I type in the number 2, and then enter on the keyboard, which I always forget to do, it'll show me all the multiples of 2. Multiples of 3. Now I got multiples of 2 and 3. Click on reset, start over. Multiples of 5. I think you get the idea. So this is a great visual for your students, especially 2nd grade through 6th grade, where they're exploring multiplication. This one has the title of the activity up here at the top, Random Word Chooser. In this case, instead of having words, I have student names. The reason why I had this displayed is because in my classroom I had magical popsicle sticks with the student names on there, where that would choose the next person to get called on for questions. And so in this case, you don't have to think much. It's just right there, and you're not at fault for choosing a student name. Instead, the students would get mad at the computer. So when you click on a person's name here, I should have instead click on select. Alright, so now that person has to answer a question or do some kind of activity or do a victory dance. You notice that Liam's name was not grayed out. I'm going to click on no repeat right here. Click on select again. Hey, I won. Now the next person, their name is grayed out. There's one more from the gallery that I like to show you. That's the timer. This one will count down from 3 seconds. Alright, so not only did I have a word show up right there saying switch and rotate to your next class or your next group, because maybe you have several different groups doing different activities and learning centers in your classroom, this will help you out.